Hi, thank you for watching Chittarupa Yoga and Fitness. I'm Laura Wilson, and I show you ways to modify exercises so that everybody can work out. At least once a month, I try to do some kind of balance workout because balance is awesome. It keeps us from falling. Not that we're not going to fall at some point, but we're less likely to the better balanced we are, the stronger the muscles of our legs and our core. So today I wanted to kind of take a step back and reach out to those of you who may not have ever tried any kind of balancing before. I'm going to recommend that you have a chair nearby or that you're near a wall. Walls are really, really good here. If possible, try this without shoes on because we want to work those muscles of our feet. Shoes have arch supports, which are great. They help us stabilize in our balance, but we want to be able to do things with just our feet, particularly since most falls occur in the bathroom because of slippery surfaces, and most of the time you're barefoot. At least I don't wear shoes when I take a shower or a bath. So we want to be able to use our feet, but you do this any way that you need to. That's all the equipment you're going to need. Please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and let me know in the comments what you think of balance for beginners. So we're just going to start by looking at our feet. So hold on to the wall if you need to. And let's just open and close at our toes. Switching feet. So these are some exercises that you can do when you're sitting watching TV without shoes on. So let's reach down and really grab, like I've got a carpet here. See if you can grab the carpet. It's not coming up. If I had a little rag here or something, I could probably lift it. All right, so balance begins in our feet. That's why we want to take care of them. So just give them a little moment here. Of course, we have those muscles of our legs. And let's go ahead and shift over to one foot. You can keep the other foot down if you've never done this before. And let's shift over to the other leg. Again, holding on to the wall if we need to. Now let's step and turn our feet out just a little bit. We're going to go ahead and look at a modified tree pose, which is a hip opener. So we want to turn one foot way out and bring the other foot in. So we can keep our heel at our ankle, our other foot down. Think tall like a tree. And if you want to, slide that foot up onto your trunk. This is a good place to assess your balance. Notice what's wobbling back and forth. Let's shift over to the other leg, turn our foot way out. And again, we can keep our toes down for this. If we're feeling it, we'll slide it up though. And release from there. So there are some various things that we can do to work on our balance that aren't as scary. We don't have to be on one foot to do our balance. We can actually step one foot forward and notice how that feels. And then we can take this to balance beam, one foot right in front of the other. Now, we can keep that foot a little forward in front, or we can begin to walk our feet closer to where, our toes and heel touch. Notice how that's a little less stable than staying here. And of course, that's less stable than staying here. So just kind of work to where you are. These are some different options to work up to, so you can watch this video every so often and try, see if you can do something different. Let's step the other foot forward again, starting here. And then when we feel ready, we can step that foot in front of the other one with some space between our heel and toes. And we can also bring those toes and heel together. And And one thing about balance, we tend to favor one side in everything in life. So our balance is going to reflect that. All right, let's shake out from that. Let's look at the part our core plays in our balance. So we're going to bring our feet together and just let everything kind of hang out. And just notice how you're feeling. Again, a little wobbly perhaps. Let's squeeze our thighs into each other, zip up our core, draw our navel up underneath, or our belly area up underneath our ribs. Draw our shoulder blades together and down, just like we're a board or a plank, but we're standing up. So notice how much more stable this feels. And you can let me know in the comments if it didn't feel more stable to you. Let it go again. And I'm not exaggerating these moves that are going on. Really. Let's squeeze, zip, relax. Whoo, nice and tall. So hopefully we are feeling a little more balanced. Let's release from there. So things to think about when we are working on balance or just walking and doing anything upright during our day. A lot of times we just kind of let it all loose. We're kind of like this when we're standing somewhere. Let's begin to work on keeping that even and keeping that core pulled in tight. So let's go ahead and work on some pelvic tilts. I do these a lot in my classes. Soft bend in our knees. We're going to squeeze and press our hips forward. Tilt your hips forward. Tilt the pelvis. By squeezing in your belly, this should feel like a crunch, a standing crunch. And by all means, if you can get on the floor, you can do your crunches on the floor. Not right now, we're staying standing for here. But when we're done, you can get on the floor and do a set. Now we're going to step out wide and hula hoop our hips just to let all that go. Now we're letting it go. But something else to think about when we walk, ideally we want our feet to be hip distance the whole time we're walking, because as you've noticed, that's more stable. Unfortunately, most of us tend to walk more like we're coming in on a balance beam, which is less stable. So focus on, again, when we're standing, waiting in line at the grocery store, you know how long those checkout lines are. Focus on standing on both feet instead of shifting from one, because eventually you're going to have to shift to the other. Try to stay here because that is better balanced for our body. It also is less stress on our hips, which leads to better walking as well. Let's shift our weight over and find that tree pose again. Keeping in mind all the things that we just learned. Maybe we can slide our foot up this time. And again, make sure you're near the wall just in case. I do balance at the wall too. I'll admit it. I like to be near the wall too. Let's shift over to the other foot. Turn the toes out. And again, we can keep our toes down. Or maybe slide them up at this point. And release. So those are just some basic things. Let's go back to our feet that you can do to work on balance if you've never tried this before. And even those of you who've done it before, hopefully you picked up a few new nuances for how to improve your balance with a goal towards preventing falls, or at least reducing the possibility of a fall. Still happens, still gonna fall sometime, but just be more aware of what you do, and hopefully it won't be as often. So thanks again for joining me today. Do let me know in the comments what you thought of some of these basic balancing maneuvers. Hit that thumbs up button if you liked the video, and please do consider subscribing if you're a regular viewer. And I'll see you next time.